We've all heard it. Never quit. Persistence always wins. It's the rallying cry of motivational posters, commencement speeches, and viral social media clips. The world celebrates those who refuse to give up. The entrepreneurs who built empires from nothing. The college dropouts who became tech legends. The athletes who overcame impossible odds. We're told that if we just hang in there, grit will carry us across the finish line. But what if this story is incomplete? What if, embedded in the glow of those victories, there's a shadow we rarely see? A hidden cost to relentless perseverance, and a distortion in how we understand success itself. Tonight, we're shining a light into that shadow. Welcome to Beyond the Quote, where we dissect the advice everyone repeats and reveal what's left unsaid. Today's target: survivorship bias. Why do success stories mislead us? And how can we make smarter, data-driven choices about when to persist and when to pivot? Let's begin with the allure of grit. Psychologist Angela Duckworth's work has electrified the conversation on persistence, showing that grit, a blend of passion and perseverance, is a better predictor of achievement than IQ or talent. The idea is intoxicating. If you refuse to quit, you'll eventually win. It's the backbone of American entrepreneurial lore. And there's some truth here. Survival matters. In business, once you make it past the early years, your odds of lasting go up. It's why stories of Amazon, Apple, or Starbucks often focus on their scrappy beginnings, the years when survival itself was the prize. But what do the numbers really say? Let's step into the harsh glare of reality. According to the latest Bureau of Labor Statistics data, only about 20% of U.S. businesses survive their first year. By year 5, just 50% remain. Stretch that to 10 years and survival shrinks to around 35%. If you're thinking about opening a restaurant, brace yourself. The median lifespan is only about 4.5 years, according to research by Luo and Stark. For every new eatery that becomes a neighborhood staple, dozens quietly shut their doors. The same pattern repeats across industries, with survival odds after 10 years ranging from about 30% to 50%, depending on the sector. These statistics don't just reveal risk, they expose a cognitive trap. Survivorship bias is the tendency to focus on winners, overlooking the invisible majority who failed. It's the spotlight effect in action. We see the lone survivor on stage, bathed in glory, while countless others fade into the shadows. Their stories are untold, their lessons lost. This bias shapes how we perceive everything from entrepreneurship to education, making success seem more attainable and failure more avoidable than it truly is. Why does this matter? Because advice built on survivorship bias can be dangerous. It fuels the myth that persistence is always virtuous, even when the odds are stacked against us. Psychological research from Oettingen and Höpfner reveals a sobering truth. When people persist in low-reward environments, their motivation and self-esteem often suffer. The longer we chase a goal with diminishing prospects, the more likely we are to feel depleted, frustrated, and lost. Neuroscience adds another layer. Studies by Cable and colleagues in 2024 show that in settings where rewards are unpredictable and feedback is scarce, quitting earlier can be the rational choice. Our brains are wired to seek patterns and respond to feedback. But when the signals are fuzzy or the costs keep climbing, persistence morphs from heroic to harmful. Sometimes, letting go is not weakness, it's wisdom. Let's stress test this idea. When does persistence help and when does it hurt? Persistence works wonders when feedback is clear and the costs are manageable. Think of a scientist iterating on an experiment or an athlete refining their technique. Each attempt brings new data, guiding the next step. The risks are contained and incremental progress is possible. But persistence backfires when risks are high. Feedback is absent, and opportunity costs pile up. Imagine pouring years into a business with a shrinking market, or clinging to a career that drains your health and happiness. The advice to never quit becomes a trap, locking us into sunk costs while better opportunities slip by. Industry nuances matter. Survival rates vary dramatically. In some sectors, like healthcare or IT, businesses have a higher chance of surviving a decade. In hospitality or retail, the odds plummet. Blind persistence in the wrong context isn't grit, it's a gamble. So, how do we escape the grip of survivorship bias and make smarter choices? Here's a checklist to guide your next big decision. First, check the base rates. Before you commit, ask, what are the real odds of success in this field or endeavor? Don't rely on anecdotal winners. Look at the full spectrum of outcomes. Second, seek feedback. Is your effort producing measurable results? Are you improving or just spinning your wheels? Honest feedback is your compass. Third, weigh costs versus opportunity costs. Every hour, dollar, or ounce of energy spent on one goal is energy not spent elsewhere. Are you investing wisely or clinging to sunk costs? Fourth, set kill criteria. Decide in advance what failure looks like. If you reach a certain threshold, financial loss, lack of progress, deteriorating well-being, be ready to pivot or quit. Finally, consider pivots. Quitting doesn't always mean giving up. Sometimes it means changing direction, refining your approach, or starting fresh in a new arena. Many great success stories began as pivots from failed ventures. Let's bring this full circle. Persistence is powerful, but only in the right conditions. Survivorship bias tempts us to romanticize the winners and ignore the silent majority who didn't make it. When we blend grit with realism, when we balance determination with data, we unlock the wisdom to pursue what matters and let go of what doesn't. So the next time you hear "never quit," pause. Ask yourself, is this the path that truly rewards persistence, or am I chasing a myth? Success is not just about holding on, it's about knowing when to let go. Now, it's your turn. What piece of life advice do you want us to dissect next? Drop your suggestion in the comments below. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, hit that like button and subscribe to Beyond the Quote so you never miss a future upload. Let's keep questioning, keep learning, and build a smarter, more resilient mindset together.